Hi, Robin. How are you?
Hi, Emilio.
Good morning. Where are you
So
located?
we're in New York City.
Excellent. How is it there
Just
today?
it's nice, blustery, gorgeous fall day.
I'm a native New Yorker,
I know. So you're ready to whip out your corduroys, right?
right?
So tell me, Emilio. This was based on experiences that happened to your family. So tell me that story.
Well, it's really more of inspired by my father went over to Spain in 2003, and he took my son along with him, who was working as his assistant at the time on the West Wing, and he was 19. And so the two of them went off to check out the Camino because my dad had always had this romantic notion of visiting the Camino de Santiago, but he didn't really allocate enough time. They only gave themselves a couple of weeks. And to really do this pilgrimage properly, you need a minimum of 6. So off they went regardless. They had no backpacks, no walking sticks, no proper shoes, and no sense really, but they went anyway. And they ended up in a village called Burgos, which is on the Camino, about 2 hours north of Madrid. And they sat down at a pilgrim supper, which was taking place at like a bed and breakfast where they take in the pilgrims. And a beautiful girl walked in the room, and my son took a look at her, and she took a look at him, and they have been looking at each other ever since. They're married, and my son's been there for the last 8.5 years. So when it was clear that he wasn't going to come home anytime soon, I began to think, well, if I'm going to try to spend some more time with my son, I better figure out how to do a film in Spain. And I was really inspired also by my father, who said, hey, how about let's go over there, how about doing a film on the Camino? And that began a dialogue between the two of us where we began to develop the story and write the script.
That's such a great story. So do you think this created a stronger bond between you and your dad, or you drove each other crazy?
No, we drive each other crazy anyway, but he and my mother, they're together 50 years now. They live right down the street from me. I consider them my best friends. So making the film was really an organic extension of our day-to-day relationship.
Did Martin really jump into those
Oh yeah,
rapids?
yeah, he insisted on it. In fact, that was his idea. As I was writing the script, again, I mentioned they live right down the street from me, and that has its advantages and disadvantages.
Right.
If you need someone help, to help water the farm or the crops that I have growing, it's great. If he has an idea for the film, maybe not so great. But so he shows up one day and he says, hey, I got this great idea, the bag's going to fall into the river, and I swim after it. And he starts enacting the whole thing. I'm thinking, wow, okay, this is going to be a pretty low-budget movie. I'm trying to imagine how we're going to logistically work that out, but it doesn't matter to him. He was just, you write this thing. And so I said, okay, great, I'll make it so. So we get out there on the location in Spain, and we scout it the day before shooting. And the water level was pretty low, and he looks at it and he says, okay, I can do this. What he didn't know was that the next day, our producer, David Alexanian, had coordinated with the dam upstream to release water. So,
No.
and create more of a rapid, more of a treacherous rapids for the scene. So he gets there the next day and he looks at it, and now it doesn't resemble what he saw the previous day. And he says, whose idea was this? So he did it. He jumped in twice. We had a stuntman on standby. The guy kind of went in a little bit and got spooked and said that's it. He wasn't going to go back in. But my pop
It was
did.
too scary for the stuntman,
It
but
was,
Martin
yeah.
did
The guy
it.
was like, built like, he looked like Johnny Weissmuller. He was just, big, robust guy. And he got in the rapids once and he said, nada más. I'm not going back in.
That is so great. So here Martin thinks he's going in a little pond.
Right? Right.
So has the whole family returned to the Camino to do the hike together?
Not yet, no. We did probably half of the Camino while we were filming. Of course, we had a crew with us. We were a very low impact crew. We dressed as pilgrims, Our crew.
Well, describe that. What does a pilgrim look like?
It's outdoor clothing. You've got outdoor gear. You've got a walking stick. You've got a backpack that's got what you can carry in it, and everything you're going to need for the next 6 weeks. And it's pretty standard outdoor wear.
Are you a camper? Do you like to camp out?
My parents didn't encourage it when we were growing up. They never took us on camping trips. They took us on location trips. When we got in the car and went somewhere, it was never for leisure. It was always for work. I tried to not make the same mistake with my kids. We actually have done quite a bit of camping when they were much younger. But I love the outdoors. I could basically spend. I could spend months out there on the Camino. I love it. I just love being out there.
Well, Emelio, wonderful film. Thank you so much
you.
for taking the time to join us.
Thank you. I appreciate it.